All right, everybody. Welcome to week 4 of the NFL Pick'ems podcast presented by the Chippers. We got me, Riley, and Nicholas along with us just to go into this really bad week. Nicholas, you want to get started on the Denver Jets game? It's currently -1 Denver.
We got a whole selection of stinker games this week for sure. Thursday night one is no exception here. I'm going to take Denver here at -1. The Jets are complete shit show right now. Adam Gase is arguably the worst head coach in the league. There's one other NFC South coach that gives him a run for his money in that title for worst head coach, but we'll deal with that later. But these Jets are in disarray right now. They're terrible. Receiving core is a mess. Darnold is a mess. Gase is a mess. Nothing's going right for them right now, and I can't see them changing that anytime soon. So I'm taking Denver easily here at -1 to cover and to win.
Riley?
Not so fast. The reports came out this week that if Adam Gase loses this game, he's out of a job. And we all know the man's going to do whatever he can to keep his job.
Is he?
I
don't think he is.
I think these Jets players are going to come out
love
firing.
Adam Gase. They're going to play so hard for Adam Gase.
These
so
players
hard.
are going to come out of the gate hot, and they're going to keep them out of the gate fast because they want to keep Adam Gase around there. I think he's going to break it. I do think the players won't be too amped about it, but I do think he's going to probably break out more creativity in this game. He's going to pull all the stops to try and keep his job.
Who does he have to pull? Frank
Lawrence
38, 30, 39
Gager, if you want to dig into their fourth wide receiver. I agree with Riley on this one. I think this is a game that the Jets win. Because who are the Broncos starting at quarterback?
They're Riffin. What is it? Brett Riffin?
Brett Ripien, I think.
Wait, what? Huh?
That's who they're starting. It's not even Jeff Driscoll.
Or Blake Bortles. I feel like Blake Bortles is going to have to get some run at some point.
Maybe
he can't be worse than Brett Ripien. That sounds like really a made-up name.
He went to Boise State. Shout out Ryan Camp.
Wow.
Bunch of Broncos.
Wow. So, yeah, I'm going to take the Jets +1 and the win. I don't know. I just really I don't know how to explain it.
Say you like this Jets team. Say you like this Jets team.
No, I don't like this Jets team because whenever their games are never shown on Red Zone. So honestly, I haven't watched any of the Jets games outside of them just getting scored on because they don't score any touchdowns and they only have touchdowns scored on them, and it's blowouts. So yeah, I'm taking the Jets +1 here. Broncos are going to fall to 0-4. Okay, so next game we have on tap is Indianapolis versus Chicago. Indy's favored by 2.5. Indy's record is currently 2-1. So two teams that might be overshooting their shot a little bit here. It's finally time that Mitch Trubisky loses, and I think this is pretty clearly Indianapolis -2.5. Indy hasn't had a lot of injuries. Chicago did not look good against Atlanta for the first half, and oh shit, I forgot. Nick Foles is going to be starting.
Yep.
This actually changes the whole complexion. Completely my bad. So somebody else take it. I laid out the land. Somebody else take it.
Riley, you get this one.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to still roll with the Colts this week. They came off a very dominant win against the Jets. I know that's speaking a lot, but they looked pretty good. I think the Bears defense is a little bit overplayed. The Falcons kind of had their way offensively for 3.5 quarters. They fell apart there at the end, but that's just because of bad play calling. So I think there's a lot to like about this. I think it's going to be pretty close, but the Colts will end up pulling it off right there at the end. Nicholas?
All right. So Indianapolis and Chicago, they both have very fraudulent records. Indy, they opened up week one against the Jags, lost, played the Giants, won, and then
Well, they
destroyed the
played Minnesota.
Jets. So their two wins their two wins are against
They're
are
0-6 combined. Their two
yeah,
wins.
they beat the
Yeah.
Vikings and the Jets. So not the Giants, that's the Bears week two. But anyways, yeah, so then you have the
I thought the
Bears.
Bears played the Lions week 2.
They played them week one, and then Giants week
No,
two, and then us
I
week
thought the
three.
Giants played the Steelers week 1.
Hold on, I'm pulling this up. Okay,
No.
you want?
No, Bears played the Lions week one, then they played
Yes,
the Giants week two, and then the Falcons
Okay,
week
I had
three.
it. Okay, I had it
correct.
backwards.
So
Just
their
jump ahead.
record, they should be a 2-1 team. It is kind of a fraudulent record. But I'm gonna take the Bears to win and to cover. I'm gonna say Nick Foles pulls some hokey bullshit out, and they somehow get to 4-0 against all odds, and Indy's gonna drop to 2-2.
So, Chicago has won all of their games by 4 points, each one. And let's just say that Nick Foles, like, this is how the game's going to go. Nick Foles is going to lead, like, a go-ahead touchdown drive with about 4 minutes left to go. And then that's going to force the ball into Philip Rivers' hands on the final possession, and then he throws a pick to end the game. That's gonna and like it's going to be a 4 point game again. So
Just a
I'm
repeat of the
picking
Falcons
the
game?
Bears to win, and if there was a prop bet for them to win by 4, I'd put like $100 on it. So, yeah. Next game we have is New Orleans favored by 4 going on the road against Detroit. Um, Detroit had a pretty solid game against Arizona last week. I actually watched that as the majority of my 4 o'clock slate. Um, Still don't like the Detroit team. I really do not like them. I'm taking New Orleans easily here. It's in a dome. Drew Brees is a dome quarterback. This is New Orleans all the way.
What's the line on this one?
New Orleans favored by 4.
Yeah, I'm gonna roll with New Orleans this week as well. I think New Orleans, they're not as good as people were kind of expecting them coming into the season. Losing Michael Thomas certainly hurt, but when Drew Brees can just throw to Kamara 15 times a game, he's not going to have too many issues. Yeah, Brees isn't the quarterback we've all known and loved. Well, not us technically loved. We all kind of hate him, but he's just not very good anymore. Honestly, he can't throw past 15 yards down the field, but they'll still dink and dunk their way to a victory against the Lions.
Also, important to note, Michael Thomas has returned to practice. I don't think he's done that the past 2 weeks whenever he's been out, so that's obviously encouraging signs. Nicholas, is that bearing weight?
Yeah, I'm gonna take New Orleans to win and cover for this one. Like Riley said, Drew Brees is turning into a shell of his prior self. But Kamara's really starting to click and come on. He's playing well, and ultimately, I don't see a Matt Patricia-led team beating Sean Payton and company. So whether Mike Thomas is playing or not, I'm going to take the Saints to win and cover.
I think Mike Thomas would at least forces it to -4. The only way that I don't think there's a way that Detroit can win this, but they can at least narrow it down to 3, just like with one of those late drives. Next game we got Arizona favored by 3.5 on the road against Carolina. Kyler Murray's just he's gonna keep on putting up points. DeAndre Hopkins is gonna keep on doing well. Carolina's secondary really sucks. I'm pretty Carolina's they have given up a ton of points, to bad teams. Now, obviously, they did well with the Chargers last week, only 16 points. but 31 points against the Bucks and 34 points against the Raiders.
Not too good.
So I'm gonna take Arizona, just run it up on them, and it's not going to be particularly close with Carolina's offense still kind of in a standstill.
What's the line on this one?
Arizona minus 3.5.
All right, I'm going to have Arizona winning this one, but they're not going to cover. I think the Panthers are going to keep this one close. We kind of saw what the Cardinals kind of were last week, losing to the damn Lions. You can't lose the Lions and expect to be a good team. I think there's enough offensive firepower with the Panthers, with Robbie Anderson, and I guess McCaffrey's technically hurt, but
DJ
I guess that's a little
Mike
bit. But
Davis.
Mike Davis will definitely make a big impact on this game. So I think the Panthers will keep it close, but the Cardinals will ultimately pull away.
Okay. Riley or Nicholas?
Yeah, I'm taking the Cardinals to win and to cover. I think just from a straight-up firepower standpoint, they outclassed the Panthers. I think Kingsbury is going to have a field day against the Panthers and let them know what's up. And whoever that Cardinal receiver is, they got through a trade or something. I think he's going to have a pretty good day. So, yeah, I'm going to take
man. Just
Hopkins, Hotlands.
Something like that. I just know the Cardinals are going to win and cover.
Wait, so who'd you have to win, Riley?
I had the Cardinals winning, but the Panthers covering.
Okay. All right. That's what I thought I heard. Okay, next game is Jacksonville on the road against Cincinnati. This is actually kind of a surprising line. It is Cincinnati favored to win by 3. Surprised there's no line movement towards Jacksonville. I think it's going to still be a little bit before Cincinnati gets their first win. They had they had the loss or the tie last week. And whenever a team ties, I feel like I don't know if there's a stat on it, but I feel like a team always loses after they tie. So I'm going to take Jacksonville +3 and a win because Gardner Minshew he had a rough week on Thursday Night Football, but he's going to come back and he's going to light it up against Cincinnati.
Not so fast. The Bengals are going to win this game by 2 scores. We've seen Joe Burrow progress week by week, getting better and better. Week 1, yeah, Randy Bullock kind of screwed him out of an overtime game. Week 2, they lost the Browns. I mean, the Browns are okay, but they kind of kept it close. Week 3, overtime, a tie against the Eagles. I mean, the Eagles aren't very good, but it's still progress. So this week they're due for, and I think they're gonna finally explode. The Jags don't have the defensive line that the Eagles have, and that lines that have been kind of giving them troubles. I know their offensive line's horrible, but I think the Bengals are gonna be able to pull this one out by 2 scores.
Yeah, I don't quite agree with Riley about the 2 scores part, but I'm definitely, I've been calling it for weeks now, picking the Bengals for Joe to get his first win, and this week isn't going to change. I'm picking the Bengals to win and to cover. I said last week Joe Burrow has never dropped a 0-3 in anything in his life, and that came true. He didn't drop to 0-3. So I'm going to take the Bengals to win and to cover, and Joe Burrow is going to get his first NFL win.
Okay, cool.
Amen, brother.
Awesome. Sick. All right. This is probably going to be the most hyped game of the 1 o'clock slate. It is Cleveland traveling to Jerry World. Dallas is favored by 4.5. To be honest, in these bigger games, I feel like I've said this before, but Cleveland doesn't do well, and they didn't necessarily do well against the Bengals a couple weeks ago. They still won, but it's also against a team that just tied the Bengals aren't great. So Dallas's offense, if they cannot fall to 1-3. They absolutely cannot, because that offense is way too good.
Why
If
not?
Mike McCarthy can just stay out of the way, be totally fine. And I'm going to take Dallas to to win and cover. Like that, I don't know. This Dallas team is just so infuriating.
This Mike McCarthy, it's not really Mike McCarthy's fault. I mean, they're putting up points. It's their defense that can't do anything. I mean, I could run through this Cowboys defense, and I think that's what the Browns are going to do. The Browns are like second in the NFL right now in rushing. I think they're going to be able to carve up this Cowboys defense a lot better than many teams can. I mean, I guess most teams have been kind of carving them up. I mean, I think they'll be able to get up at least 2 scores. I mean, this Cowboys team really shouldn't have any wins, really. A certain NFC South team went up there and, blew a little bit of a lead, but I just can't see how the Cowboys win this game at all.
How do you not see it? It's Dallas. Their defensive
What do you mean? Yeah, it's Dallas, and they're not very good.
Their defensive line should be good. Their linebackers should be good.
Just because it doesn't mean it is.
Yeah, at some point it has to come true. If I keep on saying it, it has to come true. So
that's not how that works. That's not how that works.
No, it is.
That is not how that works.
It's not like
the Browns are going to carve them up.
No. Nicholas?
They'll put up points, but they're not going to win.
Yeah, I'm taking the Cowboys to win and to cover. This Cowboys team, they're definitely not as good as anticipated. They should be 0-3. They should be winless. Dan Quinn gift wrapped them a win. Very kind of him. Great guy. But, Dak has been playing well. They've been putting up points. But like Riley said, they give up a shit ton of points. Their defense is not looking good. But, yeah, I think they're going to pull it out against Cleveland. I think Dak will continue to play well. And then they'll move on to 2-3 or 2-2.
What's changed for them to win this game?
It's just desperation. That's all it is.
It's that they're going up against Baker Mayfield.
Yeah. Baker Mayfield can make mistakes. Russell Wilson doesn't make mistakes. Matt Ryan doesn't usually make mistakes. Who'd they play week 1?
The Rams.
Yeah. Great offense. This is like the worst offense that they've played. So it's kind of a reflection of their strength of schedule. So, all right, next we have our first kind of COVID-affected game. You kind of have to throw all the record or everything out the window on this one, just kind of leave it up to a coin flip. But it is Minnesota traveling to Houston. The line's only moved half a point. Houston is favored by 4.5. I'm pretty sure Minnesota can't work out in their practice facility this week or something. So that's a little concerning. I think this is Houston 4.5 just based off of the weirdness that Minnesota has to endure. How are they going to travel to Houston if and who all is affected by COVID? They're not necessarily releasing that either. And also Houston's 0-3. They have to win a game. That team has to be super desperate. This is if they fall to 0-4, it's done. It's over.
No, nothing changes if they fall to 0-4. Nothing changes.
Using that logic, doesn't that mean that the Vikings are just equally as desperate?
Well,
see, here's the thing is Houston is a better team, and hasn't Minnesota won a game?
No, they're winless.
Oh my gosh!
Remember last week? You're like, they're going to get their win. Kirk Cousins really needs to come out firing.
Okay, well, Houston's the better team. They've been playing really good teams the past few weeks. So
yeah, that's why I'm picking the Houston Texans to win and cover. They're going to be winning by 2 scores. I think. I mean, you look at the teams they've played. They played teams that are collectively 9-0. The Kansas City, Baltimore, and Pittsburgh. There is no chance that they're going 0-4 against the Vikings, who are 0-3. This is their first chance against a weak team, and I think they're gonna capitalize on it. I mean, they lost to Pittsburgh only by 7. Personally, Pittsburgh kind of sucks, but yeah, I think they're gonna go out there and they're gonna win.
Nicholas, should I go ahead and pencil you in for Minnesota plus 4.5 and to win?
Yeah, that's correct.
That's what I thought.
Yep. Dalvin Cook has been eating. He's been playing very well. I could absolutely see Kirk Cousins having a good game. Minnesota's O-line is trash. It's a dumpster fire. It's very, very poor. But at the same time, I don't think the Texans are going to be able to capitalize, and they'll fall to 0-4, and more calls for Bob's head will be made, but ultimately, nothing's going to happen. The McNairs don't give a shit, so Bob will remain head coach. Texans go to 0-4.
I hope they release B.O.B. and then they see DQ's pedigree and hire him.
Just like, yeah, we need a defensive head coach around here, and then they surround him with an offensive coordinator. You know,
Rex
maybe
Ryan.
some college hotshot like Joe Brady was last season. And it doesn't turn out well at all. That'd be fun.
Riley, what is your obsession with Rex Ryan? Why do you love him so much?
He's just a meme at this point. He's not very good, but I hope he goes to the Texans.
What about Jeff Fisher? That'd be. I mean,
Hell
if
no.
you guys need
Hell
wins,
no. I'd kill myself.
Jeff Fisher's back in. He's in the commercials now, so
Fuck Jeff Fisher.
got enough momentum rolling.
What if they brought out the big trucks and the big guns for Peyton Manning?
Okay.
Okay.
It'd be fun.
Next game, Seattle facing Miami. Seattle, I would assume that they're flying all the way from Seattle to Miami, and this is a 1:00 game. I'm actually, since it's like the time zone game of the week, I'm gonna take Miami plus 6.5. I still think they lose, but Seattle's gonna be a little bit off their game since they're going to be playing at like 10 o'clock their time, and they probably won't be tired with COVID protocols and everything because that's probably going to get ramped up this week with the recent positive cases. This is just a straight feeling game. I know nothing about the matchups or anything. It's just strictly time zone oriented.
Yeah, I'll go. I'm taking Seattle to win and to cover. I'm not thinking too hard about this game. This is going to be another game on Russell's MVP tour. He's going to have at least 4 touchdowns to this game, no question. Easy pick for me, Seattle to win and to cover.
It's a shame that he's having an MVP tour, but he's not going to win because Josh Allen's already having the MVP tour.
We are laughing. We are laughing.
Yeah, I'm gonna roll probably with Kirby. What Kirby's kind of said. I'm not gonna hand on it too much, but I think Miami's been kind of improving week by week. Week 1, they lost by 10 at New England, and then they almost upset the frauds and the Buffalo Bills. Week 2, and then they won last week on Thursday Night Football. So I think they're gonna be still improving. They're not gonna win, but they'll keep it close.
Yeah, they're at least like
no way they keep it close.
Okay, Nicholas. Okay. Wasn't Brian Flores defensive coordinator whenever they beat the Seahawks?
Yeah. No, that would have been Patricia, I think.
Oh yeah, you're right. Well, who's still on staff? All right, whatever. Next, another time zone game. Chargers traveling to Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay is favored by 7. I don't really have any interest in this game because the Chargers have completely just like ripped out my interest. I'm just gonna take Tampa minus 7. Tampa Bay is way too good, and the 1:00 time slot is like Brady's time slot. So
yeah, not a whole lot to talk about here. I mean, when you lose to the Panthers in the way they did, there's not a whole lot to talk about. I think the Bucs are probably going to handle this one pretty easily. Maybe 3 score game. I'm not 100% sure, but I don't think it's going to be close at all.
Yeah, give me the Bucs to win and to cover. I know, not an exciting pick or anything, but their defenses look pretty good. Granted, the past 2 teams they played, are the Panthers and the Broncos, so take that as you will. But I don't see the Chargers rolling up into Tampa and getting a win with the way their defense has been clicking. So Bucs to win and to cover.
This might be the week that Fournette and Rojo really get rolling.
Fournette with one of his signature 2.9 yards a carry games.
I mean,
They played some tough defenses. This might
yeah.
be one of the easier defenses they played of the year.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. I'll save the COVID game for next. I guess like technically last 1 o'clock game on the slate is Baltimore versus Washington. This is a large spread, 2-score spread. Baltimore favored by 13 on the road. I would assume that this is just because like they're taking like the Baltimore's just super pissed off approach, and they're just gonna blow out Washington. In addition to Washington also looking pretty bad against good teams, so I don't know. I'm gonna roll with Vegas and say that Baltimore's going to kick Washington's teeth in. I feel like I could have used more vulgar verbiage, but like it's probably going to be a bloodbath.
What was it? You said the line was what, 13?
13, yeah.
Pretty big.
Yeah. For me personally, there's not a whole lot to talk about. I think this Washington team is probably going to get a very, very angry Ravens team. The Ravens only really suck against the Chiefs. And I think they're just going to kind of just shit on them, really. There's not much Washington can really do, especially, I don't know, I haven't looked at the health of Chase Young, but if he's especially hurt and he's out in this game, they don't stand a chance.
Yeah, again, going with the consensus pick here. Not exciting, but give me Baltimore to win and to cover. Washington has looked pretty unimpressive ever since their week 1 game against Philly, They've only put up 15 against the Cardinals, and one of those was in garbage time, and then 20-34 against the Browns. So nothing really too impressive out of them. So Ravens to win and to cover should be an easy win for the Ravens.
Dwayne Haskins looked awful against Cleveland. Like,
yeah,
he was just throwing picks left and right, and like just bad throws after bad throws. And it's not like Cleveland's defense is like super good. They might be opportunistic, if you want to put it that way. But you could especially tell once Chase Young got injured, he like that defense just like had something taken out of them. And
it's only downhill from there.
Chase Young is expected to be out versus the Ravens. So yeah, it's gonna be a rough week for the Washington football team. Okay, next, before we get into the 4 o'clock slate, this is the wild card game of the slate. Who knows if it actually happens? It might happen on Monday or Tuesday night, which I'd be a big fan of it for Tuesday night. It is Pittsburgh facing Tennessee. Pittsburgh's going on the road. Pittsburgh's favored by 1, and it was initially Tennessee favored by 3, and now it's been a 4-point shift since everything's happened. Mm-hmm. So, I still like with the players that'll be out. I'm not sure like who specifically has contracted COVID on the Titans, but I'm taking Pittsburgh to win and cover. This is. If it gets played on Tuesday night, like I would just be kind of demoralized if I was a Tennessee Titan. Also, like a matchup of undefeated teams, and important to note that Deontay Johnson, since he has a concussion, that those extra couple of days could be a little bit helpful for his recovery. And yeah, I just think it's gonna beat Pittsburgh easily.
Not so fast. I'm going to take Tennessee to win and to cover. I think this COVID outbreak amongst their team, it's not going to divide them. It's going to inspire them. It's going to rally them. They're going to want to win for whoever has COVID right now. So I think Titans are going to advance to 4-0 as they attempt to win the AFC South. Go undefeated. Pittsburgh will drop to what? 2-2 or no, 3-1.
3-1.
It's undefeated.
3-1. Yeah. Give me the Titans to win and to cover. This is a Tannehill and a Henry Feast game.
What? You don't even know who has COVID though. That's the thing.
This is
Like
a
what if
Tannehill and Henry
what if
Feast
what if
game.
Tannehill and Henry have COVID? That just seems.
This is a Tannehill and Henry Feast game.
Oh my god. Oh,
You
and
say
Taylor Lewan got injured. Like he got a pretty bad injury. That's gonna hurt their
Say it again,
offensive
Nicholas.
line.
Say it again.
This is a Tannehill and Henry Feast game.
Yeah. So you said that the line was it favored the Steelers?
Yeah, favored by 1.
Yeah. Normally, if there wasn't any COVID issues, I think the Titans would have won by easily 2 scores. I think the Steelers are bigger frauds than the Bears as a 3-0 undefeated team. The Steelers just aren't very good at all. And you can see it by the teams they've played. They don't really beat up teams too bad. But you got to roll with the Steelers this week because the Titans haven't practiced. They're not going to be able to practice all week.
Yeah.
It's going to be – it'll be close still, I think. But I just can't see the Titans – upsetting the Steelers like that. I mean, if the Titans don't practice all week and they go out and beat the Steelers, that's going to be a horrible look for the Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
A horrible look, and it'll prove that they're not a real contender.
I mean, unfortunately, it's not like the hurricane superpowers that New Orleans gets whenever they're affected by tragedy. They're just playing for themselves. They're not playing for a city or anything like that. I don't know where you're going with that, Nicholas. To be honest, I think your pick's just dumb. But
you're gonna look dumb when they win.
Tannehill and Henry Feast game.
Just wait, bro. Just wait.
Okay, whatever. We have only 3 4 o'clock games. A little disappointing, but the games are at least really good. We'll get the worst. Yeah, come on. We'll get the worst one out of the way. The Giants are 12.5-point underdogs against the Rams. Yeah, this is just bad. You know what? I actually think the Giants will keep it a little bit close. It can be like a 10-point game. They're still going to lose, but I'm a suck. Like the Rams haven't looked like too fantastic, even in their wins. They lost to the Bills, but then they also like barely beat the Cowboys, and I think it's going to be Giants plus 12.5, and but for them to lose.
Yeah, personally, I think this could be the Daniel Jones game where he's going to finally pop and kind of show you what he's kind of really made of. I think the Giants are going to keep it close and might even have the lead going into the fourth quarter, but ultimately the Rams are going to pull away. I don't see how this Giants offensive line, as bad as it is going to stop Aaron Donald from kind of having his way all day, but
yeah,
I think Daniel Jones is going to provide a great game against this Rams defense. If Josh Allen, I know he threw to a lot of wide open receivers. If Josh Allen can, so can Daniel Jones.
Yeah, give me the Rams to win and to cover. This is going to be a thumping. This isn't going to be close. I think Daniel Jones is not going to have a career day. I think he's going to be under duress all day, courtesy of Aaron Donald. I think his life is going to be a living hell in that pocket. Yeah, I expect Donald to have at least 2 sacks on the day. I think he's going to feast. Looking for just a blowout by the Rams here. Rams to win and to cover.
No, sir.
Yeah, Daniel Jones is at least going to have like an okay day. Like he's going to – the Rams defense isn't that great, to be honest, outside of Aaron Donald. Okay, next game, New England versus Kansas City. Kansas City is favored by 7, rolling high off of their big Monday Night Football win. I don't think this New England team is very good. I just don't. I think this is going to be the game that they kind of get exposed because they're going to be playing a team that operates in all three phases of the game. So this is going to be Kansas City -7 in a runaway. In it'll probably be like 2 scores, at least 10 points, definitely.
Yeah, I'll take that.
You go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, give me Chiefs to win and to cover. Not betting against Mahomes. He played lights out against the Ravens. I mean, in that one game, he had throws that were better than a lot of QBs throws across their entire careers. Just worth every penny of his contract. They really did get probably the greatest quarterback of our generation for $500 million. Just fantastic player. Chiefs to win and to cover.
Not so fast. Look, Bill Belichick has an extra day to prepare for this game. Due to the Monday night game, they're not going to have as long to prepare and wheel out all these weird and random plays that the Chiefs usually like to use.
What?
I think.
What do you mean?
That doesn't make any sense. It's not like they add plays to their playbook. They already have
They're not
their
going to have
playbook.
as much time to practice them. They're going to have one day less. The execution's not going to be good. When Bill Belichick is an underdog, that's when he thrives. I think they're going to go in there. They're going to just squeeze out a victory. It's going to be close, but they're going to do it. I mean, it was really quiet how they went and beat the Raiders by 16 points. No one said a damn thing about that.
The Raiders aren't like that good. Like,
I mean, the Raiders
okay.
are decent.
They're okay. Like they
Still beat them by 2 scores.
But like it's just Bill Belichick out coaching John Gruden and being able to coach against a bad quarterback in Derek Carr. That's it. Like it's not hard.
There will be no execution errors by the Chiefs. They're a steamroller right now. They're just mowing teams down.
They're right now. This is kind of like a letdown week for them as well. You know how your team plays really well against a hard opponent, and the very next week they kind of just let you down. They kind of play down to their opponent. I'm not saying the Patriots are as good as the Chiefs. I'm just saying there's a lot of things that are going the Patriots' way right now that's going to help them upset the Chiefs.
If this was a Sunday night game, I might buy into what you were saying, but it's only 4:25. I'm not too concerned. Okay. All right. So next game, you guys just want to go ahead and apologize to me?
No,
I don't think I will.
Apologize to me because
I don't think I will.
I didn't personally watch it live, but I know there was a call there at the end where it helped the Bills eke out a victory after they blew a 28-3 lead.
Call it what it is, Riley. A bailout.
It was. All right. The one interception that Josh Allen threw, it wasn't even an interception. Like, the Bills receiver came down with it. So you guys have nothing to defend yourselves for. Josh Allen, he has put up over 1,000 yards in 10 touchdowns, super efficient, and he was able, unlike Matt Ryan, unlike the Atlanta Falcons franchise, to win after blowing a 28-3 lead. In which, hey, guess what? I don't know if he definitely has set a record where he's I don't know many other people who have done that. That is composure.
What was the record?
That is poise. That is he is mentally strong.
What was the record he set? What was the record he set? Blowing a 28-3 lead, but then still winning?
Yeah.
How was that a record?
I don't know. I mean, if you blow a 25-point lead, you'd probably lose. So, I mean, we know one well-documented case of that.
What's the line on this game?
Just so our viewers are informed, it's Buffalo traveling to Las Vegas. Buffalo is favored by 3. I'm obviously going to roll with Buffalo easily.
The Raiders are winning this game. Raiders are winning this game. John Gruden lost last week, and he's ready to get this rolling again. I don't see the Bills winning this one at all.
I bet John Green looks at Josh Allen and he thinks, "Man, I wish my quarterback was like that. Man, I love that. I love that guy. Love him."
All right.
Nicholas?
As much as it pains me to say this, Josh Allen has not been playing bad football.
Ooh, he's
All
been
right.
playing exceptional football. Probably an MVP level.
No.
Anyways,
no.
Yeah.
I'm taking the Bills to win and to cover. I think Josh Allen will continue to not play bad football. I think they will roll to what? Would this make them 4-0?
Yep. It would make him 4-0.
All right, then I'm going to take the Bills to win and to cover. They're going to roll up into the Death Star and get a W.
Thanks, Nicholas. Very nice of you. Okay, next, this game, it probably sounded a lot better whenever it was a Sunday night game at the start of the season, but now, like, it actually, I mean, it could be with all of the injuries, but it's two injury-plagued teams. San Francisco favored by 7 at home against the Philadelphia Eagles. Lots of injuries on both sides, as I stated earlier. This is San Francisco -7. Whenever there's injuries involved, I think you should, like, with this much stuff, I think you should just roll with the favorite and what's been working. And San Francisco, I'm pretty sure they've hit on all of their I think they're 3-0 against the spread. So I'm going to San Francisco
They
-7.
lost the Cards that first week, or the Arizona.
Okay, all right. They're 2-1 against the spread still. I don't know. I like this San Francisco team a lot. So, especially against bad teams.
Give me Niners to win and to cover. They've been gutted, just absolutely gutted by injuries this early in the season too. And you can say the same thing about the Eagles. They've had a super rough go at it with injuries, but I think coaching-wise, I got to give the advantage to Shanny. I think they're going to pull it out. Doug Peterson, absolutely cowardly move by him.
Worst.
Against the Bengals. Completely cowardly move by him, not giving Jake Elliott a shot at a game-winning field goal. Very weird out of a so-called fearless head coach. Very interesting decision. But I want the Niners to win and to cover.
Do you think the Philadelphia Eagles players can go on social media at all? Because I feel like their mentions, Instagram comments, it's probably just ripped to shreds right now. Because they're winless through 3 games, and they just had probably the most embarrassing tie that I've ever seen.
Yeah, I think it's best for them to stay off social media, especially with such a ruthless and really just bottom of the barrel of humanity fan base like Philadelphia. They should definitely avoid any kind of fan interaction. They're lucky that fans aren't filling the seats.
Rather?
I'm tempted to copy you guys and say the 49ers are going to win and cover.
Oh, no.
But I'm not. When Carson Wentz back against the wall, you got to trust this kid, man. You got to let him fly.
No,
He's got everything going for him. He's got that defensive line. He's got everything with him. So that's why they're just going to cover, but they're still going to lose.
This is how you went 5-11 last week. The spread. This is literally how it went because you try to do these dumb hot takes that don't work.
They're not hot takes. How is a hot take just picking up one side of the spread? I'm saying the 49ers are going to win, but the Eagles are going to cover.
I mean, you just brought up how Carson Wentz. He's like a fighter.
Back against the wall, he's ready to play. He's got to try and silence all the doubters. He'll play okay.
John Hightower is slated to start at receiver for the Eagles.
Oh my God.
Do you know who that is? Because I don't.
I mean, who's the quarterback for the Niners again?
Nick Mullins.
Nick Mullins. He's okay.
Nick Mullins is solid.
He's not bad. He's actually not trash.
He's getting into the top tier of backup quarterbacks. Like, obviously you don't want to start him, but I'd feel safe with Nick Mullins.
Kirby, write down this hot take now. Nick Mullins is going to take the starting job from Jimmy G. Write that down.
Ooh, okay. Jeez,
Not so fast. That's a horrible hot take.
I learned from you, buddy.
I don't have bad hot takes. I don't have hot takes. I just have truth. That's all I say is I speak the truth.
You went what? Kirby has
5-11. You went 5-11.
Okay, that was just 1 week. The other 2 weeks, I killed you both.
Yeah, but then you started doing hot takes last week.
They're not hot takes. They're not hot takes.
It's
It's just the truth. It's the truth.
Well,
me picking the Eagles to cover is it really that hot of a take?
I mean, they're not looking good,
man. It's in like.
I guess it's not too out of the realm of possibility for them to cover. Wentz could pull some bullshit out of his ass, but I'm just going on the information I've seen so far, and that's that Doug is coaching like a coward, and Shanahan is still coaching to win, even amidst so many injuries.
Yeah, it's just okay, whatever. Wait, what are the odds that Jalen Hurts?
I was thinking about that.
And actually throws a pass. Not just like a little gadget play, but like he actually takes a snap from shotgun.
It's only going to be a gadget play if he throws because Wentz is going out there and he's playing like a man this week.
Okay, Nicholas, what's your prediction since we can't really take Riley's opinion seriously?
Why? I'm just telling you. I think Wentz is going to have a decent game. You belittle my opinion just because I have a different one.
Riley might not be too far off here. I mean, either I don't see it as like Hurts only throwing a few passes. He's either going to throw like one on a gadget play or something, or he's actually going to come in for a drive, and they're going to see what he can do with the ball in his hands. I don't think it's either going to be an all or nothing thing from a passing perspective, I think.
They'd probably have to be down like 2 or 3 scores within the first half for it to happen. I'd say I'd tab it at like a 15% chance, at least for this game, but it's going to keep on growing throughout the season.
If Wentz lays an egg, then yeah, I could definitely see them making a QB change. But even if Wentz has kind of like a mediocre game, I don't think Hurts will see the field for like actual passing.
Yeah. Okay, all right. Next game, favorite game of the week, Monday Night Football. We got at the Atlanta Falcons traveling to Green Bay. Might be a cold one in Green Bay. Might be. I don't know. But I'm just gonna go ahead and I mean my intuitions are telling me Green Bay -7, but my Lord, does Atlanta +7 look sexy in my head. Woo. Atlanta +7 and the win. They're going to prove the haters wrong, prove the naysayers wrong. It's going to be great. It's going to be marvelous. And you know what? Atlanta might be the team that's down early, and then they come back this week. It's just going to – it's the law of averages. That's all it is. That's all it is.
Yeah, I'll go next. So whenever you see a DQ coach team, there's one thing that always comes to the forefront. It's that his players love to play for him. Don't laugh.
It's true.
It's true. It is true. It is true. After the last game, they did blow it. That's on the players. That's not on DQ. That's on the players. Dirk Cutter takes a lot of credit for that loss because of all the passes he was calling there at the end. What I'm saying is at the end of that game, Dante Fowler got up and apparently gave a very heartfelt speech about wanting to win and wanting to play. So I think they're going to have a great week. Stop laughing, Nicholas. Stop. I'm trying to take this seriously. So they're going to practice really, really hard this week. And I think they're going to work on their execution. They're going to be pissed off, and they're going to go up to Green Bay, and they're going to win this game by 2, count them, 2 scores.
I love it. I love it.
Oh, man.
Your thoughts.
Oh, man. See, we have 2 despicable DQ apologists on the Zoom call. Disgusting.
You know how they called like the apologist for the Brits, Tories. Riley and I are Quinnies.
This is just
What we are.
absolutely sad. You know, I'm kind of surprised that Green Bay is only favored by 7. The line could be at -21 for Green Bay, and I wouldn't bat an eye. This is going to be an absolute beat down. You thought me talking about the Rams and the Giants was going to be bad? No. It's going to be ugly. There will be no lead to blow. They're not going to piss away a lead because they'll never have a lead this game. They're going to get their ass handed to them. Falcons go to 0-4. DQ gets even hotter. But guess what?
Wrong.
Arthur's not going to do shit because he's a coward. He's a cowardly man. He's a good guy. I think he's a great guy. But cowardly owner. He's not going to fire DQ until we lose to the Panthers week 5. So, yeah, we're going to advance to – or not advance. We're going to fall to 0-4. Packers are going to continue their pretty impressive run so far. Yeah, Packers to win and cover easily. This is the easiest win and cover.
We're gonna be 6-3 by week 9. I hope you know that. We're gonna rattle off 6 straight wins. It's not inconceivable. It's not inconceivable.
It's
and I tell you this with a straight face, Nicholas. It's not inconceivable. And this team, like, you know, my theme this week has been desperation. This is a desperate team. And Julio's going to come out and play.
Desperate.
I mean, did you see Green Bay's defense last week? It was trash. Absolute trash. Again. Like, you think Gurley or Brian Hill can pull off the same stuff that Kamara did on that one screen pass? It wasn't impressive.
Get a load of this guy. This is unbelievable.
I mean, the Falcons, we all know they should be 2-1. They almost beat the Bears without Julio. And then down the stretch, they were missing Grady. They're missing Tack. They were missing Terrell.
Yeah, even Dante for a little bit.
I mean, everything was against in that game. That's why they got upset. This defense is going to be pounding all cylinders. Last game, you know, we were all on cylinders for 3.5 quarters. This game, we're ready to finish. We're going to finish, and we're going to win this one by 2. Count them, 2 scores.
Kirby, go ahead and write down Aaron Rodgers at least throws for 4 touchdowns this game.
I mean, yeah, because it's going to be 42-28 Falcons whenever, like, we put up 35 in the first half.
No.
We don't lose the Packers that much.
No, this is not going to be a win. This isn't like one of those sneaky trap games like when we rolled into San Fran last year and beat them, or when we beat the Panthers when they were 15-0.
We're a solid team.
Yeah, we're not a trap team. Like, we are actually a solid team. We should be 2-1 right now.
Finish.
Yeah, we just
don't finish.
And like we played well in the Seattle game in the second half. We just need to execute in all 3 phases of the game in all 4 quarters. Like,
you're doing your best to keep a straight face.
Whenever we get that perfect game, once we get that perfect game, we're just gonna go on a roll.
Yep. All right. Do we want to move on to guarantees of the week?
Yep.
Okay. So last week, who did we all pick?
I keep on fucking forgetting to write this shit down. I only guarantee
Seattle. I did Seattle.
Okay. All right. So, Riley, who did you pick?
Last week, I had the Colts.
Okay. So that worked out well for you. I had Buffalo, so we all went 3-0 on our guarantees. I am currently 2-1. And you guys are 3-0.
Yep.
Let's see. Just picking. I'm trying to. Who are you guys thinking?
Nicholas, you go ahead. That's your guarantee of the week?
Huh?
That's your guarantee of the week?
Oh, yeah. That's 100% guarantee.
I will counter his
Do it.
3-0.
Do it.
I'm going to guarantee the
Finally.
Falcons. We're going to have someone – it's going to be Nicholas, but someone's not going to be perfect anymore, and it's going to be Nicholas.
Do you want to put $1 on that?
I'll put a buck on it.
Okay. $1 on that game. Guarantee. Easiest buck of my life.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and guarantee Houston.
Ooh,
This is probably
spicy.
I like it. This is probably like the one time I can guarantee Houston and feel good about it. I'll save my Atlanta for next week. I think I'm gonna, because once they get that perfect game and on Monday night, then they're gonna be unstoppable against Carolina.
Do you want to have a secondary? I don't know. They haven't said anything. I'm not assuming that game's going to be canceled, but I know the Vikings played the Titans last week, so I don't know if you want to have like a quote-unquote secondary.
Yeah, my
guarantee.
Secondary will be Dallas.
Doesn't count, but unless the game cancels.
Yeah, I'll put
That
a
sounds
little
good.
I'll like put a dotted square around it, and
That works.
I'll be converting all this to a Excel document soon,
Okay.
up for live viewing. But yeah. So, well, do you guys have any other thoughts?
Fire Dan Quinn.
We're going to extend it. By the end of the season, we're going to be in the conversations to extend it for another couple of years.
No.
Then Dan Quinn,
No.
10 years, 100 million. Same, actually 10 years, 15. He deserves it. He really does.
Give him a John Gruden deal.
No.
Yes.
Share of the team. But,
Okay. All right.
That's all I got.
Well, if that caps off everything, thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you for coming on, and make sure to drop a like down here and comment and subscribe.
You forgot to tell them, make sure they turn that bell icon on.
Oh,
The notification.
Ringing that bell, clanger. Okay. All right. See you
Thank y'all.
guys next
See ya.
week.
Fire Dan Quinn. Fire him now.